Well, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been so long. Just been super busy with work, and then when I get off work I really don't feel like editing or even videoing, but I'm out today. Spring has finally sprung. It's sunny and 70 here in Iowa, but today we are working on the boat. So I bought this, I think it's a 1992. It's a Bass Tracker Pro 17. And I bought it, I think, 3 years ago now. I bought it really cheap. The engine did not run well when I bought it. I think we took it out twice and then it blew up. It's a 40 horse 2-stroke Evinrude. And so I completely rebuilt the engine, bored it over 30 thousandths, and I've done some other work. Put some new seats in the boat, radio, added some lighting, deck lighting, and headlights to the front. I also built this little tackle box and deck extension, so it fits all my tackle boxes in there. It sits right in front of the console. But today's project is going to be a trolling motor mounted fish finder. So I bought a side scan, I think it's a Helix 7 fish finder, Humminbird, and I want it to mount it up front to this front angled piece here where the rest of the controls are. It's got my tilt trim controls and then the plug for the trolling motor, and it just has this is the trolling motor that was on it when I bought it, but it's a power drive V2 with Copilot installed on it. So, but in order to run the wiring for this, I'm gonna have to pull the front deck off and also the control mount angled piece there. So looks like this deck has never been off since it's been new. I mean, you can see all the screws, they're buried way down in the carpet, so hopefully they're not rusted and break off, but we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna pull the deck off and then hopefully I can run the wiring behind all this. I rewired pretty much the whole thing. It caught fire on me once, and so I put a new fuse panel under the console, and I want to run from that fuse block all the way up front for power, and then I'm going to mount the actual sonar on the bottom of the trolling motor and just see how I like it. So let's get started. Well, I was hoping that wasn't going to happen, but the very first screw I tried to get on, the head is so buried I can't really get to it. So let's try a couple more here. It's actually not too rusty. You can see the screws, there's just a lot of dirt from all the years stuck into the Phillips heads. But I'm going to go ahead and knock the rest of these screws out. I'll get back with you when I try and get that one out. Might have to get a screwdriver, or I do have a reverse driver that you hit with a hammer to pull them out. So catch you in a few. Alright, so I got a razor blade. I dug, there was a bunch of sand down in there. Dug all the sand out, blew it out with the air compressor. And I've got my reverse driver. We're gonna see if we can get this baby out. I think she's coming out. Finish her with the drilling. Victory! Now I think that was the last one. So I already pulled the front panel off. You can see the tilt trim wiring and then the trolling motor plug-in wiring. I also put 2 LED lights on the front for driving at night. And so I've got the wiring that comes down, goes underneath right next to this piece, comes kind of through this channel here. So they work awesome for navigating the river at night, as well as getting back to the boat ramp at lakes. But this boat's actually perfect size. I live in Iowa, like I said, and so I fish a lot of smaller bodies of water and some river stuff. We just took it out this weekend turkey hunting. Used it to get down the river. So far it's been kind of the perfect boat. It's not super wide. It sits really high in the water column. At full speed it'll do about 29 miles per hour. But yeah, I mean, I've got it so everything's working. Live well works. I put a new bilge pump in, rewired it, so the bilge pump works. It doesn't leak a drop of water. So far it's been good to me. I've got plans to do this front fish finder up here, and then eventually, if I keep it long enough, I'm probably going to redo the carpet. I'm not planning to do that this year. But probably in a year or two. I'd like to take the carpet out and put the linoleum in, but I've done a ton of work back in the battery box. I rewired a lot of it. Like I said, it caught fire one time when I was going down the highway. It shorted out. So I've rewired a lot of it. Got rid of the oil injection pump, so now I just run mixed gas, which I feel is a lot safer anyways. You're not dependent on that oil pump. So, well, let's see if this deck will slide out. I'm pretty sure I got all the screws out, so if I forgot one, we're soon to know. She's loose. Well, there we go. It's the first time I have ever seen underneath of here. But obviously that's where I store my life jackets, right through that little cubby door. And you see all the foam, flotation foam they got in the boat. So, and then the rod holders are on that side. They come up through that carpet there. Looks like we need to do a little vacuuming, but other than that, I mean, it looks pretty darn good. So I'm gonna leave the deck off. I'm not supposed to get all of the new side imaging the new sighting imaging fish finder is not supposed to be here for a couple days, so I just wanted to get everything ready to go while I waited. I already got the RAM mount for it, so I'm going to be mounting it up to the front. But I'm pretty excited. I've never had side imaging before. Currently, all I have is just 2D sonar on the boat, so it'll be fun to learn how to use it. Maybe it'll help catch a couple bass, a couple crappies, whatever we're fishing for. So, but stay tuned. I'll have some more videos coming on the boat. As soon as I get that fish finder in, I'll show you how to wire that up, or how I'm gonna wire it up. I'm sure there's 20 different ways to do it. And some of the other projects, I'm thinking about redoing the rod holder that's over here. So back in 1992, they just put this really small rod holder in, or rod locker, I guess. But I think I'm going to square it off. It's basically just an aluminum cover, but everything's at an angle. So you can see you can only fit like 4 rods in there. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come straight up from right here and then level with this, so it'll pretty much be an extension of the deck from the front out to here, and then you'll still have the walkway to get up front to the deck. So that way I should be able to fit, I don't know, 10 or 15 rods in there. So we'll see how that goes. I might actually do that while I have this front deck off, so I can get in there and cut the rod hole bigger, because right now it just has a real small, you can see over there, it's just a really narrow opening for the rods to stick through. So, but stay tuned. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed. I got over 100, which surprised me. So just out having fun, and remember, get outdoors and enjoy it. So we'll see you on the next one.